Okay, hi, good afternoon, guys. Yes, today what I'm doing is the tin cans. Yes, I'm using these today, and I'm going to show you how I make candles with the tin can. Okay, guys, so I put the wick inside the candle already, and well, inside the can, and I tried to get it in the center as close as possible. I think I did pretty good. And okay, so right now the next step what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the wax together and put it in the can, a double boiler, and start melting it. Alright guys, and today the fragrance I'm using is Rue. You can see, and I'm going to give it a color today, this aqua. Yeah, you can see it. There you go. Alright. Okay, and this is the wax I'm using. It's a soy wax. Yes. And it's made by Soft Owl. It's pretty good too. I like it. And by the way, the fragrance and the color that I'm using, that's the dye, is also Soft Owl. I like this company and their products are great. Okay, so I added the wax to the container, and now I'm going to sit it in the double boiler. Okay, so I set the container in the double boiler, and I'm going to let it melt. Once it melts all the way, that's when I'm going to start monitoring. All right, that's when I'm going to start taking the temperature of the wax. Okay, and this is the digital thermometer I'm going to use. As you can see right now, it says 68.9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in once the wax melt, and I'm going to wait for the temperature of 185. Alright. And this is the instrument that I use to stir the wax, and also the fragrance and the color, the dye that I use into the candle wax. And as you can see, the wax is melting good. It's almost through, and that's when I'm going to continue to monitor the temperature of the wax. I don't want it to get too hot because then it'll burn, and the candles don't burn right if you allow the soy wax to get too hot. So that's why I have to monitor the temperature. Okay. Okay, as you can see, it's all melted, and I'm actually taking the temperature now. So it's moving up pretty quick. It's at 143 and climbing. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that, and at 185 I'm going to take it off the heat. Okay, so it's a little over 185, it's 187, but right now this is when I'm going to add the dye, because I want it as warm as possible, as hot as possible when I add the color so it can melt. Alright? Okay, so what I do is I take a little bit and I put it off to the side right here so I can test it and see exactly the color of the wax going to be. And I'll sit there and I'll wait for it to dry so I'll know the exact color of it. But yeah, I just keep stirring. And if I need to add more color, I'll add more color. If I think it's a good color the way it is, I'll just take the remaining color that's inside the wax. I'll just scoop it out right with this. Alright? Alright, so I put the thermometer back in there so I can keep an eye on the temperature of the wax, because that's crucial. And once it gets to a certain temperature, that's when I'm going to add the fragrance. But I don't want to add it while the wax is too hot, because it'll eat up the fragrance. So I'm waiting at a certain temperature, then I'm going to add the fragrance at 140. You see it's still climbing, so I'm going to wait till 140, and that's when I'm going to add the fragrance. But if you see over here where I did the colors, that was the first one and the second one right there. And I think that second one is a great color for Rue. I looked it up on the internet and they say Rue is like an aquamarine type color, and so I think that'll be pretty good. That's gonna be pretty. Alright. Alright, so it's at 139. And I'm going to add the fragrance right now. Okay, guys? I'm going to keep the thermometer in there because I don't want it to get too cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to keep it on in there, and I'm just going to stir very slowly so the fragrance will distribute throughout the wax completely. Alright, guys? And I'm going to pour at 135. Okay? Okay, so it's at 135, and I stirred it up for about 2 minutes slowly, and now I'm going to add it to the container. I'm going to try to pour it slow. Yeah, so it won't get any bubbles or anything like that. So it's a pretty color too. Okay, let me see where that's at. Maybe just a little more. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I think that's perfect. Okay, so there you go, guys. Yep. Alright, so we're going to let this dry a little, and you know we're going to add a little dry flowers to this. Yes, it's real, and I have a little bit of dry flowers that just go perfectly with it, with this fragrance. Alright? Alright, stay tuned, guys. Alright, guys, so what I did was I took 3 different dry flowers and I mixed them up together, and this is what I'm going to use on top of the roux candles. Okay? Okay, guys, I waited 15 minutes, and I'm thinking it's a little thick now, so maybe I can go ahead and put a little bit of the dry flowers on it. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I'm trying to see maybe if I can do a design over here on the side. Let's just see and see how it works out right here on this side. Okay, I'm going to put them all over here on this side. Like a half moon. That's what I'm going for, guys. Maybe like a half moon type design. I'm going to do my best. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay, so I'm seeing like maybe it's not dry enough. You see how they actually feel like they're falling inside the wax? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a few more minutes, and I'm going to add some more, and I'm just going to see if I can make it like a half moon, the design. Yes, okay. Stay with me, guys. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to dry a little, I thought maybe I'll show y'all this candle I've been making. Now what I did was all the leftover wax from the candles I've been making recently, I've been putting them in here. Yes. So that's why it's all different colors, because it's different fragrances. Each layer is a different fragrance. that I've used for another candle, like my lavender, my cinnamon, my vanilla. Yes. Yep, and jasmine. And I just added little roses at the top of that right there. I guess I'm going to keep this for myself. Yeah. But I just wanted to show y'all this, what I had made. If you can see all the different colors. And they all different fragrance. Yep. Alright guys, so I waited for it to dry a little bit, as you can see, and then I added some more dry flowers, and that's the design. Yes it is, until I find out a better way to do it. I think it pretty much looked like a half moon. Yeah, well, alright guys, stay tuned now. I'm going to wait until tomorrow and wait for it to settle, for the wax to settle and everything, and then we're going to start labeling, okay? Alright. Okay guys, so it's the next day, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to label it, but first I want to cut the wick, okay? Like I said, if they should be 1/4 of an inch. So I'm thinking about right here. Alright. Okay, as you can see. Alright. Okay guys, this is how it looks, and I think it looks pretty good, so I'm just going to bend that down like that. Alright, yeah. Okay guys, so the next step is I'm going to get the labels, alright? Okay guys, this is the first label I'm going to use, and I have another one right here. For Okay guys, here it go, and I think it looks great. Yes, what you think? Let me turn it around. See? Perfect. Alright guys, I would like to thank you for watching, liking, or commenting, and subscribing to my channel. Love you.